Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. I'm hiding behind a big box. A lot of you guys know I have an Alesis Sample Pad 8 Pro. And although I do like that thing, it is really cool. I started looking around YouTube and found this Yamaha Dtx-Muilty 12 pad. And it has over 1,200 sounds built into and over 30 kits. And you can add wax load more into it. Also, this thing has some advantages over the Alesis. It is a little more expensive. This is about, I think it's about 600 bucks anyways. So it's about $230 more than the Alesis, which is fine, not a big deal. But considering you get, over 1,200 sounds built in, plus you've got 12 pads, and of course you can add more sounds, plus you can play this thing with your hands or sticks, which is something where you look at the Alesis Sample Pad Pro 8, you play it with the sticks, you can't really play it with your hands. This you can. So it's like, okay, that's a little more appealing. This thing can literally, like the Alesis Sample Pad, replace an entire drum kit, okay, and give you full portability. So whether you're an acoustic drummer already and you want to add electronics to it, or you're an electronic guy and you want to add more, you can replace your entire kit literally with one of these units. Because you can add on kick pedals, you can add on the hi-hat stuff and all that other jazz, right? And so these kind of units are actually becoming more and more popular. Oh, look at this. 2 books, literally. Wow. I looked at the manual online, like on the sound page, and it's like page, 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 page. Oh my goodness, there's so many sounds. And I can import all my Mac GarageBand stuff into this thing too, which is really awesome. This is looking like power supply. And so anyway, I thought, well, I like the Sample Pad Pro 8. It does have some good endearing qualities to it, and the deal was that I kind of struck with the wife was, let me get this and I'll bring the Alesis back, but I almost am thinking, and I got a really sweet talker, because I might actually try and keep both. Because both of them together, it's only going to cost me 96 bucks a month, or I keep this and it's 60. But I don't want to have to, like give this one up, because it's kind of like this is like the creme de la creme, right? But I had a purpose to begin with for getting the Sample Pad Pro 8. But after seeing what this thing can do, I was like, man, this is exciting. Like, I really need to get into this thing and check her out. So, looks like this one's been out of the box before. Because, yeah, it wasn't even in its wrapping. It must have been they had it on display or something, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, because there's the, yeah, they must have had this on display at one time. Screw mounting kit. Okay. And one of the reasons why I am thinking about maybe keeping both if I can is there is supposedly a different kind of a mounting bracket and for this compared to the Alesis, because I have a universal bracket, but it looks like it might fit. So we need to find this out, because if my bracket will actually fit this without having to buy a whole new bracket, I might just turn in the Alesis and just keep this one. I'm not sure. So you know what? Give me a second. This will be instant for you guys. Okay guys, I got the Alesis out. We're going to see if these brackets are going to be transferable. It's looking like it might just go. looks like we may have a perfect matchup here. Because we were looking at Long and McQuaid about, you know, using this universal bracket, right? And they were kind of like, well, it's a special bracket and all that. I'm thinking, well, that could kind of suck a little. Okay, it's looking like these screws are a little on the short side for some reason. I can't see it being that touchy, but no threads in there. This bracket is thick, but there's barely any thread poking through there at all. Okay, so let's try and use the Elysius screws. Should be the same thread. Yep, same thread. Oh, would you look at that? Perfect. Okay, so the Elysius screws are more than long enough. The Yamaha screws included, not going to happen. Plate's a little thick, but the universal plate works, and they said it didn't. And we even looked it up, and it didn't show being able to use this universal plate. So it looks like Yamaha did think ahead of the game to allow us to use this plate. It's just that their screws are not long enough. They have a lock washer and a regular washer, which is taking up probably that extra space. Either way, you can use these units either flat because they have rubber feet on them, obviously, or you can put them on a stand. And I want that for the stand. So what do we got in the back of this thing? We got power supply input, on and off power switch, heavy duty, midi in and out, foot switch, hi-hat control, 2 dual zone pad ports, 1 single zone pad port, auxiliary input with its own gain or volume control, left and right, left mono out, headphone with its own separate control as well. So not a lot there. Main master volume. Yeah, so alright. Now, if you have one of these universal plates and you've had even an Elysius sample pad 4, the 4 uses the same plate. And of course so does the 8, obviously, because I just took it off my 8. And it looks like Yamaha has supported the exact same plate as well. We knew that this plate was going to be compatible with Roland units, but when we looked online, they didn't show even the hint of this plate being able to bolt on. And they showed a completely different system. And it looks like online is not always the best choice, apparently. So it looks like that all works. Yeah, they've had this hooked up in the store before. It's got an elastic band on it. So, that or maybe somebody bought it and brought it back and didn't like it. I don't know. I'll find out when I go to try and register the Cubase software, because if the code is still here, so if anybody did actually buy this, then this code will be invalid. I've run into that before in the past. So, since this has been sitting in the car all day, because we've been out running the roads all day, I'm going to let this thing warm up overnight. But we do have it mounted. It can go on my stand, hassle-free, which is fine. And the Elysius, like I said, it's got rubber feet, and it can just, you know, go on even a music stand probably. I'll put it on a music stand and see how it likes it, for now anyways. And I've got a couple days to make up my mind, one way or another, what I'm going to do with the Elysius. And I want some time in on this thing as well, because I'm still going to have to show you guys, you know, a demo of this new Yamaha unit, go through some stuff with you with it. I won't be able to go through like a major amount of programming at all, only because, I mean, I don't know anything about the thing yet, but I'm going to take a bunch of guesses around it, but we will check out the built-in kits, of course, and we'll try using the hands like they show in the video that you can, and also using the sticks. And these are like a really nice soft pad, even compared to the Elysius. They're kind of stiffer, eh? I like how the Elysius pads light up though, because these ones on the Yamaha, they don't. But I do like how the Elysius does light up. That's kind of really neat. So we'll see where things sit with this in the end. But good to know that it was probably at least a store demo unit. Probably that, you know, judging by the fact that yes, the power cord has been used. This wasn't in its wrapping inside the box, and the box was sealed, but that doesn't mean that somebody didn't precisely go over the original tape. Who cares? Doesn't matter to me. I still get full warranty, so it doesn't matter. But these screws are utterly useless for that mounting plate. They're actually too short. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I am impressed with the unit from what I've seen on YouTube videos though. So to try it for myself and see what it's really like is going to be interesting. And having 12 pads over 8, I mean, hey, that's 4 extra pads. Like, that's 4 more things. The other thing too about the Yamaha is you can layer up to 4 sounds per pad. So that's like 4 times 12 is how many? 48, right? Where this can do layers of 2, but they're going to go off at the same time. So I don't think the 4 go off at the same time on this one. But either way, you can still layer 4 sounds per pad on the Yamaha, where this is 2. So there's good and bad points about both systems, you know. I'm sure I'm going to run across a few bad points about the Yamaha, which we'll discuss, of course, obviously. Now, I do have foot pedals that I went and spent money on for the Elysius, and considering I only have one single zone hookup, I don't know if the dual zones are going to work with those foot switches, so we're going to have to find that out too. I mean, that's not a make it or break it for the Yamaha, because the Yamaha is definitely not going to be going back. You know, that's the thing. This is, you know, much more higher end and superior to the Elysius. Now, oh, we do have 2 USB ports on the side. One for computer hookup, and one, I guess, is for our flash drive to install more stuff. Yeah, one's to device, one's to the host. And yeah, that's how we get all our extra sounds in it that way. So either porting system will work. Like I said, it does have MIDI in and out as well. Hi-hat control. Hi-hat control. I'm not sure if that's a single or a dual. I'll have to read the manual. I downloaded the manual. It's on my computer, so I don't need to open those. But I'll check. But so far, pretty impressive little unit in real life. You know, I had a pretty good idea of the size anyways. I didn't see this one set up in the store, but I knew they had one in stock, so it was kind of like, well, you know. And yeah, so we're going to definitely give this thing a good run for its money for sure, and see how it holds up against doing all the things I've seen that it can do, and we'll see how well it can do all those things. But it doesn't look like anybody's even beat on the skin on this thing at all, so it probably was just one that they put on the display rack, because they do that at times. I know there's a Roland sitting out on the rack right now, and the top of the line Elysius strike pad is actually sitting out in store, and you know, so sometimes they do actually just put them there to, hey, check this out kind of thing. So they may have done that with this. But anyways, that's it. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing anyways. Do stay tuned for the demo video of this unit. Now that I got the bracket mounted, we'll just put it into my stand and get that hooked up, plugged in, and I'll check out my foot switches and see which ones work or don't work. See how that goes, because that gives us like more options. But anyways, in the meantime, catch you later.